So this is just a really quick video, guys, to show you how I get my prawns. Simple as that.
Very broken net. This isn't my usual prawn net. I wasn't going for prawns today. Oh, I am well in now. Oh, that's close to the top of my wade, is that? Very close.
I apologise for the heavy pervert breathing throughout this video. I was suffering with a chest infection at the time, so probably not the best idea to be in and out the sea, but yeah, fuck it. You will see, and I will explain in a bit more detail where to look for them, and there is some underwater footage coming up in a minute. But basically anywhere where there's a bit of structure, walls, weed, walls with weed on them, even better.
Some lovely sized prawns in there. Some small ones. There's 3 or 4 big ones in that. Oh god, I'm going down. I'm going down. Right, look at the size of this. Look at that. This really is quite a big tide. It's still got, well, a few hours of the ebb here, to be fair. Just because it is behind, with it being inland, which might give away where I am. The reason you get quite a lot of prawns around here pretty much 12 months of the year is because there's a little fish in there. What's that? Little cork wing wrasse. Saying the reason you get so many prawns in here pretty much year round is due to the water temperature. It tends to be a degree or 2 warmer in here. It gets cold really quickly and it gets hot really quickly because it's so shallow. Because I'm looking for prawns that, you know, on a big tide there's a lot of bait in the water, a lot of prawns in the water. That's probably the smallest I'd take today, and that's probably just about an edible size as well. So more than 90% of everything that goes in the bucket today when I sort it will end up back out. And all you want to do is just push that net. Any net will do. That's some better prawns than that one, you see that? You just want to push the net through the weed, continue through the weed as well. Don't just stab at it. You want to be going down and kind of pushing up like that. There we go. As long as you do it as long as you do it quick enough, you don't need to keep emptying the net. Any landing net. I have got a proper prawn net, which I'll put a picture of in now, which if I knew I was coming getting some prawns I would have put in the car. You can see them darting through. Look at that, there's loads in there. smaller tides, these little prawns, 2 of them back to back, can be equally as effective, if not more effective, than one big one on its own. There's a couple of nice sizes in that. So out of that handful, it'd be only that one really that I'd take. So get a few dozen, might drift the float about. Whereas you get the better prawns on a bigger tide, I tend to find that this particular mart doesn't fish very well on a bigger tide for the bass. I don't know what it is, whether that's just when I've fished it on these big tides, but I have fished this for well before I actually moved to Anglesey, a couple of decades, and never really done much in terms of fishing it well on the bigger tides, but it's worth a try. Fish have got tails, so all I'll do now is just empty the lot into a bucket and then another couple of swoops and we'll sort them out. We have got a tank and pumps to keep them alive for longer if it was going to be a longer trip. So if someone asks me to get them some prawns, or I'm going out for a few hours and I need to keep them lively, I will pump them. I will put them on a pump. But for your average session, you know, 2-3 hours of a tide fishing for bass with live prawns, if you change that water a couple of times, keep the water fresh, they'll stay alive for, yeah, not for hours really. But obviously you're trying to represent natural prey, no, natural quarry, so you want that prawn to look as normal as possible. You see that? 1 minute, I'll try and show you now. The water might be a bit murky because I've just walked it up, but you see that? So it's a relatively clean bed, then you'll get a lump of weed like that. Nope. Try that one again. So, you know, it's these patches of weed, usually up against wall, that you want to be trying. Just push the net through it. Nope. So there's a few in there that are of a good size. I could stay here all night, fill a bucket up, but I don't need to. I've got plenty of frozen, which are good for the whiting in winter, and the hounds in season, in summer. Very rarely do this in the daytime either, to be fair. Tonight will be hounded with prawns in here. Tiny little corky that. Where's he gone? There he is. Little tiny cork wing. Yeah, at night you see all kinds of weird and wonderful creatures under your headlight. Much prefer to do this at night. Bigger prawns and more of them for some reason. And big tides at night, even better. Oh my god, I'm nearly in. I'm very nearly in. Over the waders. So the only ones that we want are this size, really. That's not a bad one. They are perfect size if you were to put a small hook on, which I don't use big hooks anyway for live baiting, or putting two back to back, but we don't need them. Tiny little fish there. All going back. I'll catch them in a few weeks when they're a bit bigger. That's a proper prawn. That's what we'd expect to be finding. A couple more weeks, like that kind of size. There's a big one in here as well, just seen it. Not that, but that's not a bad one. I mean, these are edible sized prawns. These are what you buy by the kilo. They're fishmongers for local prawn. These are this is the outcome, or the ideal outcome. Some lovely big, and you could stick a size 6 or a size 4 circle hook, or like a mutsu or a chinu, anything really, with a bit of curve to it, through the back of that, and chuck it in the sea and hope for a bass. Catch you in a bit.